Okay, so Alex Mariah Bunton.
That
Okay.
is my full name.
It is now your chance in the limelight in the camera. Okay, let's do this.
Let's do this.
So before we get into the questions, Ultimate Reset has just been completed, right? So
Done.
I just think you need to share with everybody your epic results.
Epic results. So in 21 days, my results were shrinking 20.2 inches
That's
all
insane.
around my body
Insane.
and 18.2 pounds all around my body.
So you're saying, so 20 inches,
20.2 inches, 18.2 pounds.
right? That's just
Crazy.
off the charts.
21 days.
Insane.
Ah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, okay, they're the results. Now, we want to get a bit into this because probably people are thinking why, what, how, where, and when. So, first of all, first question. Obviously, going into something like this, 21 days, how did you feel going into it?
So going into this, I was really excited. I was ready for it. I was prepared. Being able to work at Beachbody Corporate and working with coaches, I had talked to a ton of coaches who had done this program once, multiple times even, and just to hear their story and their success, it made me want to do this. I have actually been wanting to do this ever since I started Beachbody a year and a half ago. So we finally got the time to find 21 days where we stayed put. We did not work out and we just focused on resetting our body. So I was ready and I was excited about it, which is totally different than you, I know.
Yeah, but you are a force of positive energy, so I appreciated your energy going into this. So let's talk a little bit about the program.
Okay.
First of all, just what was easy about it?
Oh man, so an easy thing about the Ultimate Reset, I would say, is that everything is laid out for you from start to end. Everything is detailed from meal to meal to meal. They have what you're supposed to eat, they have the recipes, they have the ingredients, so there is really no thinking in what you're supposed to be doing. You're told exactly what to do every single meal. So it was pretty easy because you didn't have to think about it. So I would say that was the easiest.
Okay, so if that was the easy stuff, what was the hard stuff?
This might sound weird, but I'm going to say the exact same thing.
Okay.
Being told what to eat every single meal was hard for me. It was tough. I am not used to that. I don't like it. In any meal plan that we have done in the past, you have options for all different types of vegetables, all different types of fruits and proteins and healthy fats. Here there were no options. It was this is what you're eating and this is when you're eating it. So that was tough for me. It completely threw our routine. It's not what we were used to, which makes sense because you're resetting everything. So you gotta get rid of bad habits, right, and create new ones. But just the routine of, when we're working and Eddie comes home from work, we grab some cashews and snack on them while we're making dinner. Like, that routine's gone for 21 days. So it was tough to be in such strict, confined 21-day meal plan, and that was probably the toughest. Even though it was the easiest because you didn't have to think about it, it was also tough because this is what you're doing and you can't step outside of that.
I agree. Thank the Lord for cashews. Okay, so let's talk about the food itself, right?
Okay.
So you talked about what was easy, what was tough, but
Yep.
what was your favorite meal?
So one of my favorite meals of the Ultimate Reset, we've actually learned quite a bit of things that we actually like, and we're going to continue on, but we made this last night because we liked it so much, and my favorite one was the baked salmon. It was actually night one for dinner, and it just has this such amazing marinade on it. There's lemon and basil and parsley and olive oil and garlic, and there's just awesome mixture, and it just soaks in it, and then you put it and bake it in the oven. It's just mouth watering. So that was probably my favorite dish, and it of course was with a baked sweet potato and baked asparagus. I could eat it every single night.
You're making me hungry.
So good.
Okay, so that was the favorite, which I totally agree. By the way, well, I think there's lots of good things, but that was a good meal. But what was your least favorite?
Well, this is easy, and if you've been following, you probably know I hate. I'm gonna say hate instead of least favorite because that's the type of feeling I have towards this meal is miso soup. I do not like it at all. I despise it. It was one of those things where I was going to give everything a shot. I knew I didn't like it in the past, but maybe my taste had changed. I'm almost 30, so things change. You like things at different ages. So I gave it a shot. As soon as I put it in my mouth, I wanted to spit it back out. And I pretty much only had 2 spoonfuls.
Yeah, it was an
And
interesting
It
moment.
went down the sink, and then we vetoed it for the rest of the reset because there's no way I could have even forced myself to eat that.
Yeah, that was an interesting moment. Okay, so talk about food. Let's talk about learnings. So first of all, let's focus on what are the learnings about your body.
So about my body, I've learned that I can actually push it in a way I never knew I could push my body to a certain level. A lot of times when we think about pushing our body, we think about physical, right? And whether that's with a program that we've done, whether that's running, marathon, or whether that's, I don't know, lifting so much weight, you can push your body physically that way. We've never pushed our body in this nutrient way, I guess you could say. And it was interesting, and I learned a lot. And I learned that my body can go to that next level, the level I didn't think I could get to after so many years of trying different things and working out and eating right. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever see the scale dip below 173. For some reason, 173 was the number that was always in my mind because that's the lowest I've ever seen the scale in years. And when I started to see the scale dip below that and then go way below that, it freaked me out. And it just reminded me that our bodies are amazing, amazing things, and they can do so much more than we can imagine. So that was something that I've learned about my body. Another quick thing is that the difference between thirst and hunger. You know, in the past, every time I would have like a hunger pain, I would just eat. Whereas during this, you can't. And so they recommend you just drink more water when you have that pain. And that really showed me that I wasn't hungry. I was just thirsty because as soon as I drank, the pain was gone. So it really helps me understand the difference between thirst and hunger pains.
Very smart.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What about learnings about your emotions?
So I am a very positive person. I've always been positive. I always try to turn everything to where it's happy and go lucky and just on the up and up. And so it was interesting for me to kind of go through a little roller coaster ride through this emotional reset as well. And I wouldn't say it was bad, but I did learn something about myself that I think I've already known, that I get hangry. When I'm hungry, I get a little bit more on edge. Maybe become annoyed a little bit easier. I kind of compare it to PMSing, and that was kind of for the whole 21 days, and it wasn't fun.
I never noticed it.
Oh no, I bet you didn't. But it's funny because as soon as day 22 hit and we were able to eat what we craved, what we wanted, like what makes us happy, like it completely changed, and everything was lifted, and I was dancing around the apartment, and it was funny. So that's probably something that I learned about my emotions, is I'm a hangry person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, advice to people who are thinking about doing this or want to make a change in their life.
Absolutely. Well, number one, I would absolutely guarantee this recommend this for anybody, and you will get results if you stick to it. But before you jump into it, because I know it's inspirational and motivating when you see our pictures and before and after pictures and hear our results, you're like, I don't want to do that, and you're just jump into it. Like, this isn't one of those things. You need to stop and really think about why you're doing this. Eddie and I both had this concrete why on why we decided to do the Beachbody Ultimate Reset, and I really think that was one of the key things that kept us going when we were at the bottom of our roller coaster. And so that is something that I would advise people. If you're going to get into this, don't just do it on a whim. Really think about it and lay out a why and put it in front of you and put it in pictures and put it on writing. So I would say that, and also to have some kind of accountability partner. It was awesome to have Eddie right next to me every single day, even though sometimes we got on each other's nerves through this whole emotional thing. I couldn't have done it without him. And so if you have that person, get them. If you don't, that's where coaches come in. That's where I step in, and I can help you and be that person and be next to you every single day and cheer you through it and help you when times are down. And that's key, I think. So you need a strong why, and you need some sort of accountability.
Couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Thank you for my accountability, by the way. So, funniest moment.
Funniest moment. So this is funny now. It wasn't funny at the exact moment, but you know when you eat different things and they kind of do different things when you when it goes through your body, and maybe when you have a bowel movement, for example, if you eat asparagus, you know that your pee, it smells different, right? So that happens with beets, but it's not necessarily with your pee, it's with your bowel movement when you poop. And so the night after we had a beets meal, we both went to the bathroom the next day and we were like, hold on, what is wrong with us? Is that blood? What's going on? And we were to the point where we actually might have went into the hospital or called a doctor. But then we stopped and thought about, okay, what did we eat last night? Why is this happening? And then we remembered we had a whole plate of roasted beets. And that's exactly what it was, because you have it a couple times during the reset, and every time after we would go to the bathroom, and now it happens. So it's funny now to think about, but at the time, it was a little bit scary.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, Eddie was very terrified. I was like, there's got to be a reason for this. Let's stop and think.
Absolutely.
So that's probably one of the funniest things I can remember.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so final just words of wisdom from Alex.
Final words of wisdom. Again, like I said earlier, I recommend this to anybody. If you are thinking about doing the Ultimate Reset, you should do it. Reach out to me. I've had some people watch these YouTube videos and they've reached out, and we're going to get them started, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think anybody can do it. You just got to want to do it. It changes everything about your life. We've now have created a handful of new habits that we're going to stick to, that we know are going to help us and our bodies and keep us going in the right direction. We've gotten rid of some habits as well. So if you're looking to make a change, like Eddie said in his video, to take that next step, this would be it. So come along and, you know, be a rebel, be a super rebel, and get what you want, do what you want.
Well, you inspire me a ton. You're a beautiful girl and you did an amazing job, but thank you so much for sharing this insight. So I hope a lot of people get I'm sure they will get a lot of help from this. So